Good evening. You're listening to Adrenaline Radio. I'm your host for Adrenaline Motorsports. My name is Fred Blanchard, and thank you for listening. We have two in-studio guests tonight that are from the car show field. Basically, they are a couple of guests who are. One was a contender for a Riddler Award in the Detroit Autorama, and his name is Brian Basic, and the owner of Roseville Rod and Custom is Benjamin York. Ben, when I visited your shop, I saw something there that kind of piqued my interest, and maybe you could elaborate on a little bit. There was a framework being fabricated that, in fact, I think there may have been even an article written up on it. Give us some insight on that, Ben.
You know, we're building a 51 Merc Custom, and we started off with this car. It was a completed car that was winning some of the shows it was going into, and it's actually owned by Mike Morales, the shop manager at Roseville Rod and Custom. And we always sat around and talked about what if we had a customer that would allow us to build a Riddler car. You know, what could we do? What were the possibilities? So Mike offered up his Merc to be a shop project and to, through every step of the way, show people that we are capable of building a Riddler contender. So we started off with the chassis and basically sat down and decided what would be the coolest and hardest way we could make a chassis. So we had my father, who does some CAD design for the shop, design all of the pieces to be laser cut out of flat 1/8" cold rolled steel. And then we had all the pieces laser cut, and a fabricator that works for me by the name of Dave Stoltz, he started rolling and placing all the panels together. And what we did was completely build a frame from 1/8" flat steel, where the top of the chassis and the bottom are one complete sheet cut out, with all the side panels and all the X members braced in and all built into the design. And then when we got done with that, we took electric rams and we control torsion bar stops, and with four-wheel torsion bar suspension, we can raise and lower the chassis as if it was on airbags, but keeping the same spring rate through the entire travel. Then we made the aluminum A-arms and all of the control arms for the rear end. We machined them out of billet. And when we got all done, Street Rodder magazine was at our shop photographing another car. They saw the chassis and ended up coming back and doing a complete article that came out last December. Street Rodder magazine did an article on the chassis.
Well, I was just wondering, with that type of workmanship, my question would be, to build that kind of a car, I'm going to say that you're putting the level of the Riddler Award up pretty high.
That's our goal. I mean, is to be able to show that we can build a car that can win that award. It has taken us a little bit of time in doing it, since it's a shop project and it doesn't have a paying customer standing behind it. You know, it gets to be, you know, we wait a few months and we get a bug and we start working on it. We work on it for a while, and then it gets set aside with the pressures of getting customers' cars done for shows, and you know, all of the problems with owning a business. And we went through a move where we increased our building size by about 4 times, and that put it on about a 6 or 8 month stop where we didn't do anything on it.
Well, what I'm going to share with our audience is the projects that Ben has explained to us that he has in the process of. You can see them on the Roseville Rod and Custom website, and they have several photos there. And I was on it here a day ago, or a couple of days ago, and they've been revising the website, and I noticed that you can see this frame that he's talking about. You can see the cars that have won a variety of awards. They're all there in various photos and various forms. You can see the shop itself. And if you're interested in building a custom car and you want even advice as to how to approach it, what stages did you want to start the car with, what kind of an expense would take to start building something that it's a nicer quality of car, log on to the website, send an email. I think that it would be benefit to you, give you a good idea of what it's going to take to build that custom rod project that you have in your mind. Ben, I'm going to turn to Brian here, and Brian, you were in the midst of your project, and you were coming to town here, and you were going to go to the show, and tell us an update here as to what you got in mind. I know that the show's an idea to see all kinds of cars, but tell us what your thoughts are as to what you're looking for when you come.
Well, I'm coming to the show because there's people that have ideas that I probably would never even think of, and I'm not stealing their ideas or borrowing them. It's more or less like a thank you, and to show my appreciation for their beautiful work. I'm going to incorporate some of their ideas into my Willys. And I forgot to mention this to Fred, that Hot Rod Magazine heard of my car from a car show. I had pictures of it on display, and they called me and did a pictorial, and I was featured in Hot Rod Magazine along with Chip Foose, Trepanier, Fred Warren, and a lot of the other big hitters in the car show business. And they said I was in the top 30 project cars in the United States, so I was pretty proud of that. And I'm just we're about 70% complete, and this car is going to be something special when it's done.
Well, I got to tell you, Brian, you've certainly stepped up to the plate, and when you said you were going to build a car, you certainly have done that. And the photos that you shared with me on your Camaro really lead to that statement. It's an unbelievable piece of work. And it's too bad that we'd like to see it out here on the West Coast. If you ever get the inclination to bring it out and show it, it would be pretty neat. But that's a food for thought, I guess, on your part and my part, I guess. And what I'd like to do now is basically talk to you a little bit about what do you think of our goals going to Bonneville this year. Give me an idea of what you're thinking about that.
And I'm a very optimistic person, as you know, and sometimes I guess possibly maybe too optimistic. But I think you're an old-time racer from the 50s, driving a field dragster. You've probably forgot more than I ever knew. And I think that I really believe that we got the best parts money can buy. We've got good mechanics. We got a good driver. We've got a lot of help from other people like Fred, you mentioned Rich Manchin, and Mike Lefevre at MyTech Engines. He's helping us out a great deal, and I honestly believe that we've got a shot at getting the record from J Law from the year 2000.
Well, I certainly appreciate your comments about my ancient history, but bottom line is we still got a mountain to climb, and many have tried it, and like you say, we've been blessed to have really super people around us that are offering their help, and I got to tell you that I look forward to the Bonneville year, and but it looks like it's the end of the program, and I want to thank you both for being our guests, Brian Basic and Ben York.